Hi guys, we're about to get started. What's going on, Toronto?
Oh, it's okay. I just actually came to the Adriatic Sea. I'm just resting a little bit.
hmm
So yeah, and preparing actually for trading next week. Yeah, so I don't know, I was thinking most likely to go long on American dollar against the Swiss franc, mainly because of the good swap payments every day, and I think it's like American dollar is heavily oversold against the Swiss franc. So that's my thinking. So I didn't kind of prepare for this. If you have any questions, I was trading with TFT for over 200 years, 200 days, and I'm
Two
gonna
to
get
three
my
years.
14th. Sorry, 200 days, and I'm gonna get my 14th payout most likely tomorrow, the day after tomorrow.
Let's
So
go. Yeah, you've been active in the chat for quite a while. So you've been with
yes,
you've been with TFT. You said almost like pretty much like 8 or 9 months, right?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So how did you originally find TFT?
Yeah, and I also did an interview with. I'm sorry.
How did you originally find TFT?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I was working as a trader for a couple of years already. So TFT, like every time when you go on YouTube, there are a lot of, like advertisements, and basically there are a lot of people talking about TFT. So I joined TFT, FTMO, and MMF. And besides that, Bullanox and Apex funding. So I have account with all of those funding companies.
Oh, so you're on Apex as well. Apex.
Yes, but I had like 500,000 payout from Apex, but it didn't like go like very well for me within the last like 2 weeks. I kind of lost a couple of accounts. So basically, like you can have over there like $300,000 account up to 20 of them, so you can trade like 6 million. So for future trading, it's like kind of one of the better options for me. So yeah.
What platform do they use over there?
Yeah, so basically it's like a trade station. So basically you have perfect spreads and you see the order flow. It's not like MT5 like you use with the TFT and FTMO and other companies. So basically, it's kind of more professional way of trading because I see more information that I can base my decision on. So like usually when it comes to trading, I'm using price action. Yeah, also what I wanted to talk about, like every time, for example, when I go on chat, like I see people, talking a lot about trading styles. But the thing is, like I would say, professional traders, they have pretty much similar strategies. So the thing is, like for example, Al Brooks, like he was on every money show in United States or Canada, and he was the one actually teaching hedge fund managers on how to trade. So basically, you can type in like YouTube Al Brooks, and almost every day there is a review from about trading, right? So the thing is, like, what's kind of like unbelievable to imagine is that there are less than 100 people watching those reviews. So the main reason why that's happening is because it's kind of very boring and it's full of information. So for those that didn't study like trading, it's not going to be appealing to listen. So the thing is, like, what I kind of wanted to like explain to everyone, like, that's what trading is. Like, if you want to trade for for years, for decades to come, because otherwise, like, you're gonna be trading, can make 40, $50,000, but it's not gonna last for long. It's just a matter of time when you're gonna fail. Like I was on MQL5, like watching those programs, the developers are making those signals, and I was there for like 8 or 9 years. And I would say 99% of those all failed over time. So basically, even though people think they have a strategy, like it doesn't have edge because, maybe they were testing it maybe 100 or 200, like charts. So the thing is, like, didn't test, like, for example, years. Or a lot of people are kind of, scamming when they're selling those trading bots. They kind of adjusted their trading bot to strategy tester. So that when the people kind of test it on strategy tester, it performs like it has great results, but in fact it doesn't. So the thing is, yeah, like I would say kind of price action is the only way to go, especially with FX. Even though I'm kind of equity trader. So like it's like I don't have much edge in FX. So I'm doing my best, but it's like, like I don't know, like the thing is, like I was learned to create a playbook every time before I open a trade and before I close it. So the thing is, I need to have as many reasons as possible, that are in my favor or against me. So the thing is, when it comes to FX, I don't use much fundamentals. And like, if you're gonna be honest, I would say most 98% maybe people don't use fundamentals, just technical. So basically, maybe I can have like 6 or 7 reasons. So the thing is, okay, I was trading like 200 days with you, but I had like 75% win rate, but it's not as good as it seems because, like, for example, sometimes I win $300, then I lose 500. So far, I was like paid like 33,000 out of those 14 withdrawals. So it kind of looks fine, but I don't know. Like for me, it would be great if it's possible that you in the future offer equity trading, mainly because of the fundamentals. And I kind of feel that I have bigger edge trading equity. That's just my thinking.
What are some of the things that you don't like about the funded trader right now? Like, what are things that we can improve?
What can be improved? So the thing is, like, uh, 8cap, what I actually complained that the only thing that I kind of don't like about 8cap because they are doing a lot of manipulations with swap payments. So I noticed a lot of people are not holding positions for longer periods of time. I am. So the thing is, sometimes on American dollar against Japanese yen, long position was negative. And like sometimes they really manipulate like those payments. So the thing is, comparing to FTMO and MMF, which are competitors, like they don't have those kind of fluctuations. So the thing is, sometimes 8cap, like swap payments are fine, but it doesn't have to be next week. Sometimes they can change it. And the thing is, like what I know, swap payments are connected to interest rate, right? So the thing is, the swap they cannot change unless interest rate changes. And like 8cap, they were kind of changing on their own, and they were giving some explanations that are kind of not like that I don't buy it. Kind of. So that's the only thing I mean that you can improve. Maybe to offer another broker or to have your own like liquidity provider, like for example like MMF.
Yeah, I think we need to get our own liquidity provider because if we are able to create our own liquidity provider or work more closely with one, our fees in terms of our trading will be astronomically lower, and then we'll be able to
Definitely.
pass those savings along to the end user,
That's fine, or you can just make more money. Like we don't. That's fine. You're also as a company. I don't mind if you make more money. Like no one's going to complain. But the thing is, like I just like I like to have fixed payments so that like I don't like. Okay, one day I was paid $70 for holding position overnight. Then next day I was paid like 15 or 20. So it's like like why? Sometimes you ask yourself, and sometimes it feels like it's always like you're kind of damaged. Like well, from the side of swap payment. I know it's not much. Most of people are not holding position like me for a longer period of time. It's just my perspective. I mean, I guess it's not that important, like about maybe a couple of $100, but maybe it's just something to, think about.
So how many other prop firms are you trading with?
Yeah, so actually I did video with Tori like almost a year ago. I was the trader with S&P, so most likely you kind of already know it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trading with FTMO, MMF, TFT, Search Trader, Apex, and Bullenox, and my private funds. So I'm trading equities. So when it comes to TFT and MMF, FTMO, I'm just trading FX before the stock market opens. So on technicals, basically. But I kind of feel that my edge is kind of really low on FX. So that's why kind of I suggested if it's possible that TFT, like does something to offer equity trading. Like you can maybe send a message to TradeStation and to ask them if it will be possible to offer like trading, like throughout TradeStation for you as a company. That's just my thinking because like I was taught when it comes to trading that only less than 20% of decision making process are technicals and 80% fundamental. So the thing is like, like I can prepare a lot on that. Like, for example, these companies, like I can share maybe some pictures about AI companies, right? And NVIDIA and so on, or Python, like when you have earnings, really good results, the price kind of pops up and basically I just buy the pullback and place a stop loss beneath it, like maybe like 25 or 30 cents and just leave for the price to, like trend entire day. So if you catch, like a trade like Nvidia earnings or like Python, like those are really, huge wins. And in FX, you kind of don't have those earnings. And it's like, I was testing all kinds of strategies for almost a decade. When it comes to FX, it's like my edge is not as big as I can have in equities. That's what I'm trying to say.
What would you define as your edge
So
for
my edge, so
Forex?
basically decision making process, right? So the thing is, for example, maybe I can share a certain charts. So basically, there are rules that, for example, I use in my decision making process. So let's, for example, start with technicals, right? So
Mhm.
first of all, I use VWAP and I use trend lines, and basically my entry is on the key entry points. So basically, I determine the bias if the market is ranging, if the market is trending. So basically, when I see that the market is trending, what I'm looking for is that the price makes a two-legged pullback on VWAP and trend line. And when I see rejection, strong rejection from that line, that's when I'm actually initiating a long position. So basically, it's like you have a trend within a trend line. So the rules for trend, like to finish, it's like when the trend line is broken. So basically, it needs like a two-legged pullback when you have it's smaller, trading range within a trading range. So the thing is like it's high probability setup. So if you test it on tens of thousands of setups, you can have an edge like that. So that's, for example, the way I'm trading futures with, for example, Apex. With price action is pretty much the same with everything. So I'm trading the same strategies with TFT, for example, just longer time frame. And like you need to see overshoots. Like for example, because without placing proper trend lines, overshoots sometimes are not so noticeable. Because noticeable, overshoot usually means like correction or like straight up reversal. So the thing is, like maybe I can leave you my LinkedIn profile. Like I have kind of started to be active there about those kind of trading. So the thing is like there's like you can have maybe 5 or 6 reasons that like everything lines up, and then I enter the trade on technical. So that's from this technical perspective. But on fundamentals, like I don't use much fundamentals in FX. There's no point. Like you can be reading like retail sales, CPI, PPI, and stuff like that. But in fact, it doesn't have much, like influence. Like for example, like like when you have some, like the biggest money, sometimes, like when it comes to, when I ask myself on where I made, like for example, like Digital World Acquisition Corporation is the Trump's company. So basically, he said that he's going to be creating another, like a Facebook because he was kicked out of Instagram and Facebook. So the thing is, people, thought that it's going to be great investment opportunity. But like basically, like he went to Bloomberg, advertised that, people start buying, and then he sold his entire like position. So he turned $1 into 15 within a couple of days. So the thing is like he's kind of taking advantage of the people not so being bright, right? So the thing is like bigger investment companies, they have psychologists, so they kind of monitor like directors and board members, like their decision making process, and is it like can you rely on whatever they are saying, or it's just BS what they are saying, or actually like just to create understanding of what you're supposed to do. So entire world was going long on that position. I was shorting before the Trump, and when Trump sold entire his position, like I made nice profit. So the thing is like it's based on fundamentals, like why I entered the trade, and I cannot use those fundamental trading effects. They won't be like as effective. That's why I can give you thousands of examples. Pretty much they're all similar.
I'm extremely curious about your experience at SMB Capital because it sounds like the playbook that they have you create, putting all of your trading ideas into this systematic
Yeah,
way of thinking about how to execute and enter the trades.
yeah.
Why do you think more people don't do this stuff?
Because it's not easy. Like the people think they're able to make money by watching a couple of YouTube videos. It's like imagine if you want to become a doctor and you watch a couple of videos on YouTube and you think you're gonna be a great doctor. Like imagine if you're sick, you have some kind of surgery, and then like there's a doctor that watched a couple of YouTube videos. Are you going to allow that doctor to do surgery on you? Like of course not. So the thing is the same. It's about trading. So the thing is like like how to become kind of good in trading, like by failing a lot over and over and over and over and over again. So the thing is like every time when you initiate a certain trade and then you lose some money, you have to ask yourself, why did I lose? And what can I do to improve next time? So the thing is, like, I'll give you, for example, I had a friend in Toronto. He was a lawyer. So basically, I was talking with him like I'm talking to you and everyone else. So basically, I was going long on Moderna before, for example, they published, they said that they have vaccines. So the thing is, a lot of analysts from S&B, they were analyzing, their capability to create vaccines. So they knew that, for example, they had doctors coming from Pfizer. They knew they had government support when it comes to funding. They knew that they had technology, and they knew that the board, directors decided actually to, try to create vaccine. So the thing is, what happens, a lot of investment companies, like they tell you, like traders like me, like buy every pullback. So the thing is, the stock was around 10 or 12 bucks a share, right? And then it moved all the way almost to 200. So the thing is, like what happened, like a lawyer in Toronto, Barnabas, he was reading newspapers, and in the newspapers was Canada, it was ordering 700, shots, like, vaccines for Moderna. So like he's thinking, oh my God, it's not just going to be Canada, it's going to be entire world. So the thing is, I'm going to buy the shares of Moderna, and I'm going to make a shit a lot of money. And mistake what he did, he used leverage, and he lost everything. So the thing is, I beg him not to buy shares of Moderna. The question is why. So the thing is, like those, investment companies, they knew about that opportunity like a year before regular individuals, became aware of. So the thing is, like, those institutions, to make money, they have to sell it to someone else, and usually they're going to sell, like naive people all around the world. So the thing is, you have to understand the bigger picture, and every time when you're executing a trade, there are a lot of details that ordinary people don't pay attention to. Like people think it's easy to work with S&B, but S&B looks for perfection. Like doesn't matter how good you are, they always want you to be better. And like sometimes you have a winning trade, you make money, and then like they wait for you, and like day ends around 3 or 4 p.m. Sometimes you stay in the office up to 11 p.m. and they're telling you all the mistakes that you did and that you should do in order to improve next time. Imagine on a winning trade, it's like 6 or 7 hours telling you on everything that you can do better. So it's like, people think trading is easy, but it's just like having people telling you what mistakes you did and what can you actually do to improve. Because like the thing is, they pay attention to a lot of details that ordinary people don't see relevant. So it seems like, like becoming a professional trader, it's, like a great job. But the thing is, it's like people don't know how much energy and effort you have to put into everything just to make a living, because we don't have a paycheck. Like sometimes I created a drawdown. You don't get paid for 3 months. Like in Toronto, you need at least $5,000 a month to survive. So the thing is, like, like if you create a drawdown, like it's like, how hard it is to stay focused and follow your plan. Man, you know that you won't get paid at least for the next 2 or 3 months, because the market wasn't going the way you're thinking that it's going to go. So it's like a lot of people give up. It's like, like percentage of the people that are in the whole process going to fail is huge, and it's just those that are successful. They're not super smart, they don't have like super educations like PhDs and stuff like that. Those are the people that never gave up, that every time when they lost the trade, they were still there. Like for example, Sven, right? He was a trader that's making at least $10 million a year, one of the best. And I don't know if you heard, but that's the trader that was in the company for entire year. Imagine 1 month after another, he was losing money. 1 month after another, then a third month, fourth month, fifth month, for entire year. Like everyone was thinking, come on, this guy is a joke. Like, and like he stayed without, like for entire year. Like imagine that. And eventually he became one of the best. But the thing is, like, like ordinary people, it's like hard to handle all like frustrations and all when you making a decision making process. Like every time when you lose a trade, there is something that you didn't pay attention to. So the thing is, like, what people don't understand is that trading, it's a team sport. Like the biggest issue, for example, with TFT, MMF, FTMO, is that traders are trading on their own. Trading on your own, it means you're weak. You need someone to tell you the mistakes that you're doing and to improve, but you need smart people. You cannot have just ordinary people. You need to have people that have true value. When you're talking with them, that they can tell you something that you can exploit to make a couple of bucks that day.
I agree. I met some people last weekend that were talking about how they have an analyst on their team and then they have someone that they speak with in regards to their psychology. I know at SMB Capital.
Psychology, support staff. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so at
It's very
SMB,
important.
what was your experience at SMB in terms of meetings, like in the day? Like you had a morning meeting with the top traders in the company. Did you have anything in
Yeah,
the
so I was in
afternoon?
Toronto. Their main office is in New York.
Yeah.
So there were not as many of us in Toronto as it's like in New York. It's like, and we were all connected online. So the thing is like we were communicating. So for example, with SMB, they have analysts. So basically, you have colors for every company. The red means negative stuff about the company, and the blue means positive. And then you have, some colors of blue are bluer, right? So you have, like nuances, and the same for the red. So basically, you don't need to know the whole story, but you're not allowed, for example, to buy a sort of shares that the color is red because it usually kind of identifies negative stuff. So basically, you're looking for technical setup, and you're also looking for futures because from S&P, like you can, for example, go short on one stock, even though if fundamentals are really bad, if S&P is trending higher. So you have to kind of have a like game plan for every single day. Like what if this happens, you're gonna do this. What if this happens, you're gonna do this, right? So the thing is, a couple of solutions, before the day even starts. Like sometimes, like I was reading just fundamentals. Like you wake up around 4 a.m. before you come on the meeting around 7, just so that you can share with others something that they didn't know. So there's a lot of effort that you need to put into it. People think trading is easy, but the thing is like it's not. Like it's like I thought, like it's a good job to do, but over time, like it's honestly I didn't like it that much because like you're kind of exhausted. It's like sometimes it seems like they're looking too much from you, and it's like like it doesn't matter when you have a winning or losing trade. When you have someone like telling you for 4 hours all the mistakes that you did, like come on, like let's be honest, like every trader with S&P or FTMO, you have a losing trade, and that's fine. Like you just move on. But guess what? For like professional traders, they're not allowed to move on. Like you have to know the reasons why you failed, right? So like I'll give you an example. For example, with FX, like for example, Russian ruble. So I was short on Russian ruble when invasion of the Ukraine started. Like you're thinking all those sanctions are going to influence Russian ruble, and of course Russian ruble was dropping down, and I was in plus like maybe $7,000, and eventually I lost that trade $4,000 negative. So the thing is, who's like why did I lose that money? Like I was significantly in profit. So the thing is, Putin actually had a meeting with the lady that's running national bank of Russia. So he actually asked her what they can do in order to increase the value of Russian ruble. So actually, she told him, like you need to create demand. So you need to make sure that everyone that's, for example, buying anything in Russia doesn't use euro or American dollar. They have to, buy Russian ruble. So the companies were not able to pay with euro or American dollar oil or gas or whatever. So they had to buy Russian ruble first. So basically, that's like the reason why Russian ruble went so high. It's artificially kind of made. But the thing is, like, first of all, if you're paying attention to all the details on Benzinga Pro Terminal, there was a meeting, between Putin and that lady and the time when it's going to schedule. So basically you can ask yourself what they're going to talk about and what decision process, they're going, to do after it's done. So the thing is, and when the meeting was done, like it's been on public TV that actually Russia is going to say, listen, everything that public, other companies outside the Russia are buying, we'll have to buy a ruble. So the thing is, I just wasn't aware of those news, and basically my trade was pure technical, and I lost it. But just because of what Putin did. But if I had someone to tell me, listen, Ivan, like you have to close trade immediately. Okay, you were in the plus, but now the odds are not in your favor. So that's what I'm kind of telling what I'm missing when I'm on my own. It's not just me; it's everyone with the pro firm. Doesn't matter if it's FTMO, TFT, or any other company. It's like when you ask yourself, like what can you do to improve in trading, and that's like why it's so important to have a lot of people knowledgeable, actually able to tell you something that you didn't know before. So when you combine all those informations together, that's what makes you a powerful trader. and profitable one over a long term.
Yeah. I mean, how long have you been trading for?
Almost 7, 8 years, but I was trading for 2 years without being profitable, and plus I was going on education for a year and a half, DNA trading education by SME. So 3.5 years, a lot of effort without being able to make money.
3.5 years, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say a lot of people have spoken that it's taken them 3 or 4 years, stuff like that. So seems like a reasonable amount of time. But were you with SMB when you were learning, or you were educating on your own?
Yeah, I was with them, but while I took that course, I also was kind of watching a lot of YouTube videos from Al Brooks. Like when it comes to technical trading, he's one of the best. So a lot of people are, like kind of creating strategies and stuff like that. Just stick to what works. I know, like those videos are, like hard to listen because it's a lot of information that are kind of boring. And but the thing is, at least that like all the trading, like that they are doing, it's pretty much free. You don't have to pay nothing. You just watch videos. So it helps a lot. But as I said, it's not trading. It's not just about technicals. It's about knowing as much as possible. Like for example, Bury, the guy that said that financial crash is going to happen at 2007, and like he was long on GameStop. So the thing is, like he had a lot of money long on that position. And the thing is, I said to myself, okay, I don't know why. I'm just going to follow this guy because I think he's smart, right? So the thing is, like, I took $2,000 and I placed long on GameStop. The price was around 10 or 12 bucks a share. And the thing is, that company was going to bankrupt. So the thing is, fundamentals were terrible. So the thing is, the price went to $18 and I was in profit like 1,400 bucks. I closed that trade and I was super happy. So the thing is, like, like I consider myself a smart guy, but I just proved that I'm an idiot. So why? First of all, $2,000, it's nothing. I should have invested at least 20, 40, $50,000 of my own money because like he's one of the smartest individuals on the planet. Second of all, when you compare, for example, investment portfolios, like if a certain position makes 20% profit within a year, like he considers it a success, a huge success. So the thing is, you're taking, those, insights from before in order to make a decision now. So the thing is, like when I, like saw that, the value of the company increased like 40, 50%, I was happy and I thought it cannot increase more. But the thing is, the stock went all the way to 500. So imagine if I took $50,000, bought it at $11 a share, and sold it at, like, let's say $300 a share. How much money would I make? Am I smart? And I only made 1,400. The thing is, we are talking about the smartest people on the planet. So, like, why people are just not following those people? Because let's be honest, they are smarter than you, me, and everyone here, right? So, like for example, right now he has a lot of long position on Alibaba and JD. So why is that? First of all, Alibaba was trading around 380 bucks a share. Now it's less than 90. So the thing is, it all happened because like first of all, there was a investors were scared that there's going to be a war between China and Taiwan, and second of all, there were kind of some restrictions from Chinese government. But if you compare fundamentals, like for example, from Alibaba, they're pretty much amazing. They're making 20 times more money than Coca-Cola is. Like so the thing is, intrinsic value of Alibaba is supposed to be around $200-$220 a share, but now it's 90. So it doesn't have to be that if you buy shares of Alibaba, you're going to make money, but it's definitely a smart investment solution. And how I get it is just by, like hanging out and looking what the smartest people on the planet are doing. Like if I'm just looking at the charts, like, those information will not come to me. And also, like what I'm, for example, Alibaba or JD. The issue is that I cannot buy those shares with EFT. I'm gonna buy it with my own funds on TradeStation. Like you have no idea. Like if you're able, for example, to provide trading of equities throughout TradeStation, on what kind of benefit you would offer to all traders, and you would crush like your competition, like FTMO and MMF, if something like that happens. It's like I'm just saying, like there are a lot more really nice investment opportunities that I can find, and like overall, when you take months and years, like higher PNL That's what I'm saying, and higher win rate.
We've got a few other people on here. You've dropped a lot of information, and yeah, like I appreciate you hopping on and giving
No
people kind of
problem.
your experience. Where are you located in the world? Are you in Europe or are you in the US, North
So
America?
yeah, so currently I'm in Croatia,
Hmm.
and one more thing, there's going to be a Forex Expo in Dubai 3 months from now. So I'm gonna be there. So if there's anyone from Toronto, from TFT going there, just drop me a message. Maybe we can have a dinner or something. There's going to be at least 8,000 hedge fund managers all around the world.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it. Later this year, I am trying to travel into Europe and Southeast Asia, because I wanna.
I can send you a link. Just a moment. I'll send you a
Yeah,
link on the funded trader. So there you go. This is of the funded trader. Do you want my LinkedIn profile maybe?
yeah. Send me. You can send it to me. Send it me in DM.
Okay, just
Send it in DM here if you can.
I'll just put it in the funded trader chat. That's fine. I don't care if someone is copying me. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
that works.
So there you go. This is for Dubai, and this is my LinkedIn profile. I wasn't actually like active on LinkedIn before. I just started being active when I came to Croatia because I had a lot more free time. So, and it's like, like I tried to connect with people that are influential in trading or investing industry here in Croatia, and it's like there's no point even talking with them. It's like trading and investing in United States and Canada, and this part is Europe. It's like totally different sport. It's like comparing, like soccer with tennis. It's just completely different. So
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'll check out the expo too, and I'll let you know. And it's in Dubai.
yeah, I'll be there in 3 months. So if anyone comes, you can drop me a message. Maybe we can have a dinner, something like that. Because I'm supposed to have a lecture on trading there, like for 2 hours. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, listen, I appreciate you hopping on. Definitely gotta
yeah, no
continue to
problem.
connect, but listen, I appreciate the support with the company, you being active in the chat and coming on and talking to all the people. So yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Feel free to stay on.
You too.
We're gonna bring on these other two, Trading Queen, FatherFX. If any of you guys want to come on and speak, feel free to go ahead.
Of course. Take care and bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, hello. Thank you so much, Angelo, for this opportunity. My name is Nanaya Ejewa from Ghana,
Hmm.
and I am actually a customer service representative for one of the biggest communication networks in Ghana, which is MTN. But then, unfortunately, my contract ended, and I have actually been trading for the past 2.5 years, and it's been quite an interesting one. Though there has been certain heartbreaks here and there. As a lady, psychology is really, really critical when it comes to trading, and I have personally been working on that. So my experience with trading so far has been great despite the heartbreaks. We've been through it, and then we're on. Yeah.
I want to hear you touched on like as a lady how psychology is different to navigate. Like how do you think being a female trader affects the psychology of you being in trades and just trading in general? You know, obviously there's a lot of males in here, a lot more male predominant market and company and profession. Like how do you think, being a lady, how do you think it's different?
Okay. Personally, with my experience in dealing with customers, here in Ghana, most of the ladies are more emotional when it comes to living their normal lives. We find most of our ladies very emotional as compared to the men. The men are able to stand in for what they want. They are capable, and they're able to control their emotions more. And I find myself to be one which I have overcome through trading and learning some psychology tips and all. So that explains my answer. Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like you've kind of gotten to a point where you've overcome the initial anxiety or emotions with
Exactly.
trading. Yeah,
Exactly.
how did you overcome it? Just through experience? Whether you have any mentors or anything like that?
Yeah, I do have a mentor. He goes by the name Elvis Justice. I signed up for his trading academy. That was 2 years ago. And as he was teaching us how to trade and everything, psychology. He taught us about psychology as well. So that is where I began to build myself when it comes to psychology. I may not be 100% or 90%. I may say about 75% through, but then I keep learning. So I think I'll be good.
In terms of our company, right now there's not many female traders. There's probably like a 90 or maybe like an 80-20 split between male and female traders. How can we get more female traders to become involved, to trust this opportunity, right? To really get into this finance related opportunity.
Okay. So here in Ghana, we have a few traders that I know of, and I have heard about, because most of the times we have community meetings where traders do come together and meet at a point to trade and then have fun. And from my analysis, I have realized that there are few ladies who trade, and their reason, basically, like I said earlier, is because of how it affects their emotions and how it affects them. So we took it upon ourselves as a community here in Ghana to reach out to these people and actually teach them, make them know what how to deal with their emotions when it comes to trading. Because honestly, most ladies want to trade, but psychology has and emotions have actually been a limitation. So what we do is that, in as much as we teach them how to trade, we also consider talking about psychology, which is equally an essential part when it comes to trading. And I'll say that with this, I believe strongly we're actually building numbers gradually, considering the vital part when it comes to trading. And so we're actually building a community gradually, like it's becoming big. Yeah, so we're looking forward to more ladies trading. Yeah.
So speaking about Ghana and where you live by, why is it that there's not many traders in these surrounding countries like Togo, Benin, Nigeria? There's a lot of traders. Cote d'Ivoire, there's not a lot of traders. Like, why aren't there as many people active in those areas?
Okay. I remember very clearly there was one foreigner. I think he was in, yeah, Togo. Yes, exactly. He was in Togo. He joined our community online, and he to him Forex is actually a scam. Forex is gambling to him.
Yeah.
So it's more or less like they actually see it as such, that they do not have that kind of unity when it comes to trading, the kind of where we actually meet, sit down, and then do trading together. They haven't found that sport there. There hasn't been anyone exact, because honestly, the truth of the matter is that many people in Africa do not know much about Forex. Even here in Ghana, the numbers are actually limited. So I believe strongly that probably these countries, or these African countries, may not have had the knowledge when it comes to Forex. Yes, but all the same, we're doing our best to also reach out to African countries. Looking at, so far, yes, we do have Nigerians, and honestly, the Nigerians are actually dominating, and Ghanaians are trying to catch up, but we're taking Forex to other countries as well.
What are some of your goals right now? Or do you have a funded account at the moment?
No, I do not have a funded account at the moment. I
What are you
lost my account actually. I had an account which I lost. So at TFT, and currently I'm not on any account.
So in terms of your current status, it sounds like you're what? You're trading a challenge or you're on a break right now?
I am currently trading with MFF.
Which challenge did you go with MFF?
Um,
Which challenge type? I think you're
I
muted.
am actually with MFF on 100K account, and I'm still with it.
Yeah, you left TFT. I feel heartbroken. But listen, MFF is also a very good company, reputable firm. So we've got some questions in the chat here. Dun, dun, dun. If you guys want to ask any questions to her, just post in the chat and we can go ahead and get them answered. Let's see. Someone said you mentioned about the emotional control, how a community helped you to solve the issue of emotional control. Did your family help you to resolve this? And they want it from your perspective.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. So what it is that I actually took it upon myself that would I would just go off and I just
I think your connection's going in and out a
really
little
got
bit.
myself into it. So I would have to deal with it by myself. So what it is that I would mostly rather talk to my mentor because he is in there and understands the dynamics of trading as compared to family. Yes.
So for anybody, you're lagging a little bit. Your connection's getting a little shaky. Let's see. How did you transition? Someone wants to know, how did you transition from demo to live trading? I think you're on mute.
Okay, so hello. So what it is that I back tested with a demo, and after a year.
Yeah, so your connection's going a little off. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on. Thanks for hopping on though. Appreciate you telling your story a little bit. FatherFX, if you're available, feel free to go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yo, Angelo, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yo, what's good, bro?
How's everything?
It's good, man. It's good. My
Where
fault.
you
Give me one
from?
second. Huh?
Where are you located at?
New York City, man.
Oh, we have a New Yorker on. Here we go.
All right, give me 1 second. Can you hear any background noise right now? Or is it going good?
No, you're good.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
so how's
currently from New
everything?
York City.
Are you funded with TFT at the moment or no?
Yeah, I'm funded 300K.
Okay. Tell the people a little background of yourself.
So I'm a 28-year-old. I've been trading since COVID. Give me 1 second. Let me catch my breath. I was just running.
Yeah,
So I've been trading since COVID. Currently funded with 2 companies, TFT and a different property. This year has been the biggest year for me. I've made, let's say in about 2 months, I made a lot of people's salaries, and just to be humble, nothing too crazy, but
Yep.
profit changed the game for me.
So how did you're funded with TFT, you're funded with a few other firms. How long you been trading for?
3 years.
And what originally inspired you to get in?
Into trading, first, I started off, researching how to make money online when I was younger. And then I heard about IML, but I never got into IML. So then I started researching on trading. But I think trading was something I never really took 100% seriously until like the past few years.
You went to college?
Nah, no college.
So what were you doing like after high school? Like, what was your other profession?
I'm a security consultant.
Security consultant. Interesting. So are you full time now with trading, or you're still doing you're hustling other avenues?
I'm still working, I'm still working my regular job. Trading is not my main focus, even though it's helping a lot of my income.
What's so in terms of getting your payouts, what are you funneling that into? Other businesses?
Taking care of debt, putting money into other businesses. Yeah, started looking into more businesses. I just started getting more payouts, so I'm trying to handle it better. I've been trying to connect with other people to learn how to do it better because I've been trading for a minute, but mostly on my own. I had groups before, I still have a group, and it's just like it's hard because I don't really know where I'm going, but I'm going from.
So are you like on social media, like trying to create a course and stuff, or are you just really trading on your own as an individual?
I'm trading on my own. I don't have the patience for other people, like not to be messed up. I mean, I'm mentoring 2 people, but they're like my close friends, and it takes a lot of energy out of you, So I don't really have the time for myself to actually start mentoring people. If I was to be trading full time, I think I'll do it. But honestly, I'm making enough money with just trading.
Who did you learn from? Did you have any like mentors, YouTube videos, whatever?
I mean, I followed all the basic Instagram gurus. I learned some of their price action techniques and some of their styles that didn't really fit me, but my style is more ICT.
ICT?
Yeah.
What is it about ICT that makes, you feel confident in trading with this strategy?
It just makes sense to me. I know a lot of people bash it, but it makes sense.
There's a lot of hate. There's a ton of hate coming that way. ICT people, I'm reading it on Twitter. They're like, "This is bullshit. This is a scam. This is not."
Listen, if the man trains demo and he's showing us how it works, and if it works and it's giving me consistency, I don't care about anybody else. In all honesty, like a lot of people say it's a scam, but it's not. It's just price action. It's understanding support and resistance to a different level.
Let's see one thing. Dude, you sound like Action Bronson a little bit.
Nah. I'm sorry. I was just working out. I was running, and then I realized it was 2 o'clock. I was like, oh man, I gotta do the AMA.
No, I always watch his food reviews on YouTube, and I was like, dude, you sound like this guy.
Nah.
Yeah. So you learn from ICT. Are you still like educating yourself, or are you just mainly
Every day.
focused on trading
Every day I'm educating myself.
every day?
Yeah, the market is ever moving, man. You got to learn. You know, you can. So I educate myself in my own aspects where I journal everything, and then when I take an L, I look back at my journal and I try to see what happened, what caused this loss. So I feel like with the trading the markets, you're always going to be educating yourself. And if you feel like you're not learning, then you're in a stuck position.
For someone that is in a stuck position and they're mentally like down and stuff, what is your advice for them?
So I understand why people get stuck. Like if they're down and everything, people want to get rich overnight. People see trading as the end all be all, whatever. They put too much pressure on themselves. They're not mentally in a right state of mind to actually do this day trading stuff. Day trading is the easiest job, but the hardest job at the same time. You know, you hear it everywhere. It's cliche, you hear it everywhere. But it takes a lot of psychology. It takes a lot of understanding of who you are.
And what would you say if I were to ask you right now about your psychology, what would you say are your positives and negatives?
In psychology, my positive negatives,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
In terms of what are things you struggle with in the market, like while you're trading, and things that you're like, oh, I'm bulletproof when it comes to this.
I'm not bulletproof at all, but I feel like I know when I realize I messed up, you know, but I end up getting greedy when I'm on the euphoric high of winning. That's when I start over leveraging, over risking, and that's when I start taking losses. So I get greedy and it ends up backfiring on me. That's one of the negatives. But the positive is I'm able at the end of the day to finish in some way that I do not lose the funded account and I do not lose my mind from trading. If I see that I'm taking L's back to back, I get off the charts for 2 days, maybe a day. I have a buddy that keeps me accountable. You know, he helps me stay accountable with my trading. So when I'm messing up, I message him. I'm like, yo, bro, I did this. And he's like, yo, get off the charts. That's it. And then I get off the charts. I know a lot of people don't have that, but I feel like everybody should have someone they should be able to talk to.
Somebody asked, what is the reaction of people around you when you say that you're into trading, family and friends?
So at first, people thought it was a scam, you know, IMO, especially New York City. IMO was a big, you know, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme. People just scamming. It's all a quote, you know. So honestly, I keep it to myself and then I let the results speak. So it's like, I'd rather not be talk. I just do it. I tell people I trade. They're like, okay, good luck. Oh, how are you still broke? Oh, where's your money? Oh, and don't you have a Lamborghini? Don't you have this? I'm like, you're worried about something that's, you know, you shouldn't be worried about. You're making money, all right? It's not a scam. The Forex markets has been around forever. And it's like you can't really talk to everybody about it because then they think you're showing off, you're being, you know, you're not being humble. When I try not to be like I'm showing off, so I don't talk to everybody about my trading.
I think that's an important thing to speak on. I feel like in my life when you kind of talk too early, right? When you say things are gonna happen before they're gonna happen and you're kind of bragging a bit, normally it doesn't end up well.
Yeah, I see everybody's pinging me on Discord. Guys, I apologize. I'm not going to be reading any of the questions. I'm going to let Angelo read it to me because I'm going to lose my train of thoughts.
Yeah, you're good. I'm the moderator.
All right, no worries. Yeah, so that's big, man. That's big on that, you know. When you tell somebody something and you don't really do it, you know, you get all this negativity and all this back talk. So it's like, I'd rather just keep it to myself. Like I have my girl that knows, you know, she supports me in day trading. She supports me in that. And I have my best friend, you know, he sees the progress and that's the person I'm teaching now. And I have other people that I met on the online communities that are actually pushing me forward instead of being negative.
So next week, if I gave you $1 million account, what setups would you look for? And you only had 1 week.
A+ setups only. Even if I don't catch any trades throughout the week, I'm not going to force anything. You know, if I don't see a trade, I'm not going to take it. That's the biggest thing people do. If you give someone $1 million, they're like, oh man, I can make this into 10 million. And that's when they blow the account. I risk a certain amount per trade. And if I don't, you know, the trading markets are not going to go anywhere.
And what pairs would you be looking at for the A+ setups?
All I trade is Euro USD and GBP USD and gold. Those are the 3 pairs I trade. Gold is more of a risky trade for me, like a risky pair where I feel like I want to, you know, go all in. So when I passed my challenge, I actually passed it with gold. I passed it in one trade, $25,000 one trade.
So if you could trade, we're gonna bring up a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What platforms did you say you're trading with right now again?
I'm trading with you guys and Rocket 21.
And Rocket 21. All right, so I'm gonna give you a list of a couple firms. Rocket 21, we're gonna leave TFT out of it. Rocket 21, FTMO, my Forex funds, my funded effects. You could trade with one for the rest of your life. One of them you can't trade with for the rest of your life, and the other one you can only trade. You can only trade your USD. I don't know, third one, but pick which one you would trade with. Which one would you get rid of?
I would trade with Rocket. I'll get rid of MFF. I mean, they're a good company and all, but I've had bad experience with them. I've had bad experience with support and everything. And FTMO is there. It's always going to be like a reliable company. They've been around the longest. So that's like a company I wouldn't really,
What do you like about What do you like about Rocket?
Well, I mean, it's a newer company, but it's like I haven't had any problems with it, and I got my first payouts from them. So I originally got funded with them for 150K this year, and I made about in total from that 150K, I made about 25% profit, give or take.
Nice, that's fire.
Yeah, so I haven't had problems with the payouts or anything. So as of right now, the company's treating me well. Well, we'll see what happens in the future. The company's coming to go.
Yeah. So, in terms of your suggestions for prop firms, what are some things that you're looking to be improved, about TFT and just in general?
Transparency, to be honest.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
Like the transparency in how the spreads work and how the markets are liquidated and how, if we're A, B books, I mean, I haven't had a problem with TFT. TFT has been great so far. It's a live company. I got my payout. It was a big payout, so I'm not stressing anything about. I know we have a lot of traders and a lot of people want certain things in a certain day, but they don't understand that spreads are regular. So I know we had a problem with the spreads not too long ago. People complaining, and I told people that's honestly a skill issue, man, because you see news is gonna drop. Why are you gonna drop a big lot during news and then you're gonna spread it out? Don't blame the company, blame yourself.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem is that people like fail to realize that the challenge is demo, right?
Yeah.
But in order for the company to utilize your trading data and be able to make decisions on whether we should A book or B book you when you get to funded, we need as much trading history as possible. Now, the people don't want us to do like consistency rules or force you to trade minimum days, right? Like the people hate that stuff. They hate those rules. And so for us, it's how can we, since they don't want to trade, they want to be able to pass in one day and get funded in 3 days, right? That's just the mood.
It's because people don't know how prop firms work or companies work in a whole. If you're gonna jump into something, you have to get like the deeper understanding on how this is working. So you can't just jump into a prop firm thinking everything's gonna go well.
That's what I want people to understand is that you have to pick the worser of a few different evils. You can either have high prices on the challenges, you could have a lot of minimum trading days, you can have a lower profit split, you could have slippage or not slippage, execution like issues slash slippage. You could have higher spreads, you could have higher commissions, right? Like you have to pick a combination of those things, right? And if people are yelling that they want payouts as fast as possible, they want low targets, they want this, well, in some way, the company has to make back that money in some way, right? And so they're going to jack up the spreads, they're going to do something with the commissions, or they're going to, the profit split will be lower, right? Like this is just the reality of the situation is there has to be a balance between the company essentially making money and the trader being able to make money. If the company doesn't make money, like zero, if the company goes negative, everything goes up and up, belly up, right? So there has to be this equilibrium. And I think with us, as we become larger, we're just starting to realize that the trading conditions that are implemented for the traders, if it being entirely demo, that data essentially is useless to us. It's demo and it's also retail traders. And that historically, the retail trading activity has zero alpha, meaning there's like no edge in terms of if you want to like pull the statistics and try to figure out decisions to be made. So from our end, we're trying to emulate in those phase 1 and phase 2 accounts, we're trying to emulate as if those accounts were being entered into a liquidity provider. Given the access that we have, the conditions, the way they've been implemented, it's not as dynamic as people per se would like. So it's just a balance of us learning how essentially to pull this off in a way where it doesn't affect everybody as much as it affects certain people that it needs to affect in terms of like during news events and during certain times of day and whatever. It's very much a learning experience for us, and obviously the company is live, so it's very delicate in terms of what the changes we make, they affect people. we're trying to test things on our side internally to make sure that what we're doing is going to cause crazy uproar. Obviously, the spreads are marked up right now. We're about to shift to make them raw. But what that means is, we're going to be able to emulate the live market in a better way through some of the settings on the back end. And that might be around these news events, right? That might be around certain low liquidity times of the day, whatever. And this is what all brokers, prop firms, are doing, especially the firms that have their own server, have their own bridge. Like we're finally getting access to those things. We already got access to it. So yeah, the business, we're just trying to improve. We're trying to learn. We're trying to get better. At the end of the day, if we just give you guys demo all day and we don't try to take trades with anyone, the company's gonna fail. So we gotta just be careful at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's fact. That's fact. You gotta protect your capital. Same thing with trading. You always gotta protect your capital.
Yeah, man. So tell the people, like, in terms of what your goals are, what is the amount that you're trying to get funded with? Like, what are some realistic goals you're working towards right now?
So I'm currently 450K profit funded in total. I have a challenge going on 300K, so it's gonna end up being 750K hopefully by the end of August. My year goal for this year honestly was only 300K account, so I passed it already. But in a year or so, I see myself being a full-time trader. It's realistic, but it's not like something you want to jump into. You have to be real with yourself and know where you are and where you're gonna have to try to know where you're gonna be going. Because nobody can tell you what's gonna happen in 5 years or in a year from now. You can have a whole bunch of stuff happen in the world. So 600K with TFT and probably $1 million in total with a different company. Who knows? But if you guys give me that 2 million, that's a different story.
You got to come out and do an interview in person at some point.
I'm gonna schedule all that with you. No worries. I wanted to do for my first pay. I wanted to do that, but inconveniences with family and situations going on, so it wasn't easy. I was supposed to be at FX Summit, but I had a family emergency. I couldn't make it.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. Whenever you can, I'll be down here. So just come through. We'll link up, do a podcast. Grab a dinner. We'll hang out. And
no worries.
man.
I'll shoot you a DM on Instagram and so you can see it. But I know you got 100 people blowing up your DMs.
Yeah. DM me on Instagram or even in the Discord in the funded trader chat. You could always just start hitting up Dennis or even tag Anna in there or whatever. But definitely want to get you out here for sure because the prerequisite is just you got to have a payout. To come. So considering you got pretty solid payout, definitely worthy of coming down. But yeah. Other than that, man, probably gonna wrap it up. I got to get back into the mix, do some work for today. So, any final remarks for the people?
Honestly, that's it. Shout out to my team, Global FX. Just keep your head up, guys, and don't quit trading. Trading is the easiest thing, like I said, but the hardest job in the world. And if you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer you guys in the funded chat. But I don't always be on Discord.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you hopping on, man. Thanks for taking the time and congratulations on the success. Keep it moving, stay focused, like you said, stay disciplined out here. And everybody listening, thank you guys for hopping on. We're gonna pick the giveaway winner. I'm gonna do a scroll through right now the chat. All right, so the giveaway winner is Eddie Bongo.
Congratulations, Eddie.
Congratulations, Mr. Eddie. You're the winner.
Don't blow that account, my buddy. Take it slow. Yeah. The markets are not going to go anywhere. Try to be rich by tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's a pleasure to always speak with a New Yorker. Enjoy the rest of the day, man. We'll chat soon, and everyone else, peace out.
Happy